Oh, I just realized I gotta do the intro over. Shoot. Or maybe I don't. I was gonna point to the link, like this, to the Patreon thing, either. Oh, maybe it's there, maybe it's here. I don't know. Hey guys, so The Mandalorian Season 2 is just down the street. Like, literally, I can see it walking down the street right now. That's how close it is. Before I get into a recap to get you amped up, I want to let you know that we're doing a little special something this coming Friday, the 30th. Yes, the day of the Mandalorian premiere. So we are going to have a special night at the opera event where we're all going to get together online and we are going to watch the season 1 finale of The Mandalorian and the new episode of season 2 all in one night. Now, how can you be there? Well, for one, here's your fancy invitation. So fancy. But not only do you need this fancy invitation, but you also need to be an Inquisitorious tier on our Patreon. And it's only $10, you only have to do it once just to join this event, but trust me, it'll be worth it. Now that you have that to look forward to, let's get into this recap. So the show starts off with the Mandalorian, or Mando, however you want to say it. He takes this job from this ex-Imperial governor. And at this point, Mando doesn't know exactly what his target is. He just knows, go to this place, go get this thing, right? So he goes through all of this trouble, gets to the mark, and it turns out it's this little baby. It's a little baby. It kind of like, actually, I think this version is a lot more accurate of what the child, or aka Baby Yoda, looks like. But unfortunately, this is not to scale. This is definitely not to scale. So, I guess this version right here would be the... Okay, no, I'm pretty sure it doesn't make that noise during the show. Stop it. Anyways, let's continue. Mando sees how adorable this thing is, right? And is like, yeah, I guess I'll take it, but it kind of doesn't feel right, you know? So after he already turns in the child and takes the reward, he busts back in and kidnaps this thing, right? So after having so many close calls with protecting the child, Mando decides that he's going to make a deal with this ex-Imperial governor guy to get the mark removed, so hopefully the child could live a semi-normal life. But yeah, so Mando takes his crew to the governor, and they're about to, you know, work out this deal or whatever. But of course, you know, it doesn't quite work out as planned because freaking Moff Gideon shows up and decides that he's just gonna blow up everything, right? So Moff Gideon, he shows up and he just like ruins the whole shebang because, surprise, he wants a child. But Mando and his crew barely make it out, and at this point Mando decides like, hey, maybe it's best if I try and find where this thing belongs. Like, well, what planet did it come from? What is the name of the species even? Like, nobody knows, but that's okay because he's gonna find out. So he sets off on this new journey, and as he's doing that thing, one of the very last things that we see in the season is, yeah, Moff Gideon, he survives, and not only does he survive, but he has the freaking Darksaber. I mean, what? Why does he have that thing? That doesn't go to him. Give that back. So that is a very rough summary of season 1, and so when you get into season 2, now you know why Mando is on the search for the child's rightful place, home, whatever you want to call it. And I want to end things off on some very rough speculations. And I swear I'm not a time traveler. I haven't gone to the Lucasfilm office and got a sneak peek or whatever. But on the very off chance, or hopefully not off chance, hopefully these are, you know, somewhere around the ballpark, I turn out to be right, I guess I gotta give a spoiler warning.
This is your official spoiler warning. I will count down from 5, and before then, if you don't want to be spoiled, make sure you skip ahead to the timestamp as shown. And just for fun, I'll count down from 5 in the Filipino language of Tagalog. Mama, this one's for you. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so now we are officially in potential spoiler territory. The first speculation I want to point out, the return of the Darksaber. I mean, come on, you can't just flash that thing at the very end of the season and then not show it again, so that should just be a given. Likely speculation number 2, we get to find out the species name of the child, Baby Yoda, regular Yoda, Yaddle, green pointy-eared people. What are they called? Nobody knows. It's been like, what, 40 years? So maybe now we'll finally get to find out what are these things called. Speculation number 3. Now there has been a lot of word going around about Ahsoka's, so maybe it's likely that we'll see Ahsoka and Sabine's journey. Maybe Mando bumps into them somewhere along the road, even if it's only for like a couple minutes or something. Maybe it's just like a cameo, or maybe Mando gets really involved with their journey in the search for Ezra. Who knows, but that leads me into speculation number 4. What if we get to see Ezra in the show? It turns out like everybody else is going to be on the show. Might as well just bring in everybody. It'll just be one big old party. So that's pretty much it. Now that you have your general recap and things to possibly look forward to, are you psyched yet? You were probably already, right? But don't forget to check out our Night at the Opera. If you want to become a patron or you want to bump up your level to meet that show, just all you have to do is follow this link. We'll see you there.